Fantastic. First of all, lovely to meet you. Really nice to meet you. I think the release of the new DVD and the box set is a good excuse to look back, if you like. How do you feel when you watch some of those earlier movies? Are there any kind of things that you go, oh God, on my hair, or this or that?
So many things. Like, just looking back at the earlier films, my voice is so much higher. It's so weird. And just everything, I guess. It's kind of like looking back at baby photos, but yeah, it can be quite embarrassing, definitely. But I guess I'm kind of used to it now. Just kind of, yeah, I'm just used to it, I guess.
I think, you know, from an audience point of view, it's been one of the most interesting things for us, I think, watching you guys grow up. But, you know, I can imagine it must be almost like having home movies shown to the world. It's quite a personal thing, isn't it, to have out there in front of everyone?
It is very strange that the world has literally watched me grow up. Oh, definitely. Yes, it is. But, you know, I guess that's one of the things that makes the series so interesting, I guess, and because you really are following people through a real journey. And
yeah, I mean, they've certainly changed so much from the early movies as well, and I think it's quite unusual for an audience to be willing to allow that to happen. Often we want Mark II or Mark III, and we want just more of the same. Why do you think with Harry Potter we're willing to let it develop like that?
That's a really interesting question. I don't know. It's quite unusual that a film franchise gets more successful, if that makes sense. That with each film they seem to get better, and there's more hype about each one. You know, kind of the first one's really good, and then they decide to make a couple more, and they're kind of not quite as good. But with Harry Potter, they just seem to get better, and I think it is to do with the fact that we are growing up, and so our performances get better, for one. Well, I hope so anyway. And I think the audiences get really attached to the characters in Harry Potter. I think it's very easy for everyone, different types of people, all different ages, to identify with a character in Harry Potter, because they're not perfect human beings. You know, they're kind of a bit geeky. They're kind of outsiders. They're kind of, you know, Harry's the underdog, and Hermione's a bit of a geek, and you know, Ron is kind of from quite a poor background, and he's a bit geeky too. And I don't know, I just think people would just love. I think there's something very endearing about them, and I think, I just think they're very easy to identify with, and people like watching them grow up and see where they go. And yeah, sorry, I've really just ranted.
No, that's true. I think they're very human, even when they're wizards. And also, as you say, you've all of you developed so much as actors, but also we've had to watch you grow up in the spotlight as well, and that must have been really tough, particularly I think for you as a girl, having to deal with people talking about how you look, what you're wearing. Do you feel that that's unfair, that, you know, as a woman you've got to put up with all that rubbish as well?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, can't, you know, I just get really kind of fed up with it, and it's hard being scrutinised quite so much, especially you know, from when I was so young, when I just didn't, you know, particularly want to be thinking about what I was wearing or what people were going to say and whatever. But I don't know, I just tried to keep fashion fun for me, and that's always what it has been, something that is fun, and just try not to think too much about what people are going to say about it.
Just one last thing, I think everyone involved in the film has been great at letting you guys be yourselves, and Daniel's gone off to do various things, and you've kept your studies up. Certainly members of the public might say, well, she's making a mint, what does she need an education for? What would you say to them?
I get that a lot. People are just like, why are you doing that? And I'm just like, well, because I enjoy it, and learning is really important to me, and it keeps me motivated, and it makes me feel normal, and it keeps me in touch with my friends and normality just generally. And I don't know, it really means something to me. I don't know, it just really does. And before Harry Potter, that was always what I was going to do, and I guess I just want to be the same person. And I don't know, I just, you know, and also this is such an unpredictable business, and you know, one minute you're up there and another minute you're not, and it's all very unpredictable, and I just want to have something that I can fall back on, and something that, you know, if this all goes wrong and whatever, then there's something that I can do, and you know, I'll have, I don't know, just something else there. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I don't know, I've worked really hard to keep up and keep doing it, and I'm really glad that I have. I think it's kept me sane. It's kept me sane.
Well, good for you. I don't think you've got anything to worry about whether you become an academic or an actress or whatever. You're going to be grand. Thanks so much for chatting to us. Can't wait for the next film.
Thanks very much.